Hello, EDUC students. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. I hope that you're doing well, doing fine, and doing all right. So for today's video, what we're gonna do is we will discuss the first chapter of our lesson. So I hope that since this is just a review, you already know the different concepts, and I hope that you will enjoy our discussion. Let's begin for the first part. Now, as a student, the first thing that I ask you is, when do you feel that a class is a learner-centered class? When I interviewed you about this matter, I am very happy because most of you, what you said is correct. You've said things such as in a learner-centered classroom, the teacher is just a facilitator. In a learner-centered classroom, there's an ease, and you feel that it's really very good. Napaka-saya kasi ang daming games, ang daming activities, and so on and so on. Those answers that you have thought during that time is true. All of those are true. They are true because um, it really helps. The learner-centered classroom kasi dun kayo lumaki. But your age really talaga nag-emerge na yung learner-centered classroom. So that's the best thing about you is you really felt the learner-centered classroom. Now, I also asked you, which do you prefer, a teacher who is a sole discussant lecturer or a teacher who gives you enrichment activities? Many of you said you want to have activities. Although there are lessons in which you prefer that teacher will discuss. And of course, I do understand there are certain lessons that is really important na kailangan di-discuss ng teacher. Kasi pag hindi din-discuss ng teacher, what will happen is it's too complicated and it will take time for you to understand. Some students as well, they have this kind of thinking naman that they want activities pa kasi there's a deeper learning. So all of your answers again are correct, and it is based upon um, your opinions. And what I've said also, sabi ko sa inyo, di ba, na if you are thinking that kind of learner-centered environment, and I'm happy and dami niyong nabigay sa akin na learner-centered, I'm thinking that maybe as a teacher, you as well, you will be that kind of teacher. Teacher who gives activities, teacher who prioritizes her students, and a teacher who will love their students, because it's very important that you will do those things. Now, I also asked you, which do you prefer, group tasks or individual tasks? Many of you said, Ma'am, I prefer group tasks because there's a collaboration, you could have a better output because it's group. So, the things na hindi mo alam, natutulungan ka ng mag-group mo. The things na hindi niya alam, ang tutulungan mo siya. And for you, group tasks and individual tasks are much better kesa sa isahan. However, ang pinagkaiba lang natin sa individual task kasi is may mga nagsabi na they don't like the individual task. They don't like the individual task because the individual task is medyo mahirap siya. But they prefer individual task kasi sariling kayod. Sabi ko, both things na naaral nyo sa inyong klase, the group task and individual task, both of them have actually an impact in your life. Group tasks will help you to socialize. Nung araw, hindi masyadong group tasks, more on individual tasks. So, they don't usually socialize. And, ang hirap lang kasi, in real life, marami siyang group tasks. Pag may mga projects kayo sa company, sa school, and businesses, you really need to have a better socialization skills. Kailangan marunong kayo makipag-usap sa tao. Hindi pwedeng hindi. Kasi pag hindi kayo marunong makipag-usap sa tao, it will be very hard for you to transact. At lalo na kung doon pa lang kayo magsisimula. Individual task, kalaban natin ang ating mga sarili. Kapag tayo tinatamad, kapag tayo ay lagi nagpa-procrastinate, so it's very hard for us to do so. Now, as for you, syempre, mas mahirap mag-procrastinate. Kasi, sa buhay natin, we believe that tayo lang, ang kalaban natin lang ang ating sarili. So, if ever do we procrastinate, magugulat tayo, bakit yung iba nating mga ibang tao, at a certain age, marami na silang na-achieve. Or, Or bakit nila nagagawa yung mga ganung bagay? Yun lang yung hirap. Yun lang yung kagandahan kapag sanay ka din sa individual task, sanay ka na, aakalagan ko yung sarili ko, so gagawin ko to kasi ako din ang nahihirapan. Now, for the next slide, hindi ko pinagawa sa inyo to, but let us try, especially if you are reviewing, since nagre-review kayo ng ating mga activities, tingnan natin kung magagawa niyo this one on your own. So, your task is to first to answer through chat to receive 3 points. So, I will give you a question and then sa paper, tingnan niyo kung masasagot niyo siya. Okay? So, 3 seconds siguro yung ibibigay ko per question para makapagsagot kayo. Tingnan natin kung natatandaan niyo pa yung lessons natin. Let's begin. Question number 1. This philosophy aims to be a closely organized and well-disciplined environment, which develops in students' lifelong quest for the truth. So, your clue is lifelong quest for the truth. Okay? So, philosophy siya, well-disciplined, environment. Okay? So, your clue here is closely organized. So, closely organized, well-disciplined environment, and lifelong quest for truth. Sa ating discussion, alin kaya dyan yung meron tayong lifelong quest for the truth? Sige. 1, 2, 3. The correct answer is perennialism. So, perennialism yung tamang sagot. Now, let's have number 2. Number 2, it is a philosophy that believes that learning is rooted in the questions of learners that arise through experiencing the world. Again, it is rooted through experience. Alin sa mga philosophies na discuss natin ang rooted sa experience? So, ang kailangan natin tignan ay through experiencing the world. Isip. Okay? 1, 2, 3. The correct answer is progressivism. Next, let's have the question number 3. It is a philosophy that believes, that certain categories, women, racial groups, dinosaurs, original Picasso artwork, have an underlying reality or true nature that one cannot observe directly. Now, alin sa mga philosophies natin ang nagsasabi na lahat ay may categories? Alin kaya? Meron tayong sinabi yan. Specific natin na clue is categories. Okay? 1, 2, 3. The correct answer is essentialism. So, si essentialism, naniniwala sila that meron categories ang bawat bagay. Wait lang. Lalagay ko lang ang aking. Okay. Now, let's have the question number 4. For question number 4, this is an approach to learning that holds the people actively to construct or make their own knowledge, and that reality is determined by experience of the learner. Now, for our clue today, For our clue today, we have construct or make their own knowledge. Okay? That is determined by experiences. So, from experience natin, we will create our own knowledge. What philosophy is that? 1, 2, 3. The correct answer is constructivism. Now, let's have the 5th question for today. Learning is not an end in itself. Again, learning is not an end in itself. So our clue, not an end in itself. Let's answer the question in 1, 2, 3. The correct answer is humanism. Let us now have question number 6. Okay, so this one, we have 4 answers. Ano kaya yung natatandaan ninyo dito? Give one specific aspect of learner-centered practice that are crucial in achieving a learner-centered environment. So, at least one. Okay? So, let's check. Since pwede nyo i-pause yung video na to kung ano yung para maisip nyo yun. Pero, I will just count for 3. 1, 2, 3. Correct answers are number 1, involving students in first-hand learning, giving students choice about and control of their learning, teaching students lifelong learning skills, and promoting the relevance of learner-centered teaching. That's all for today. Later natin, meron tayo ulit na iba't ibang questions pa. Let's continue it later. Now, let's dig in for the first unit. Unit 1, Learner-Centered Teaching, Foundations and Characteristics. So, ano nga ba yung learner-centered teaching? Now, for learner-centered teaching, we always ask this question. Given the context of my students, course, and classroom, will this teaching action optimize my students' opportunity to learn? So for this one, we always think about our students. Tinitignan natin, every hour na ginagawa ba natin sa isang klase, natututo ba sila dito? Or nasasayang lang yung oras nila? Or baka meron pa akong teaching strategies or activities na pwedeng, or techniques na isang beses ko lang tuturo, pero marami silang makakaalam. Marami silang matututunan. So, will I hit many birds in one stone? So, yun ang mga iniisip natin. Now, it is very different for teacher-centered. Why? Kasi there is new learning roles. Before the learning roles, ang learning roles lang natin is the teacher will provide everything and the students will just yes na. Natatapos ang oras na ang estudyante ay hindi tumatayo sa upuan nila. I've been there because I was a product of teacher-centered classroom when I was in elementary and learner-centered classroom when I was in college and also in high school. In teacher-centered classroom, naabutan ko pa yung grading system na exam, quizzes, recitation, attendance, a little bit, and very little sa project. So, yung teacher namin, they will provide the learning, everything, lecture, discussion kami. Minsan, bihirang-bihira kaming magkaroon ng activities. Lalo na pag yung teacher namin, medyo seasoned teacher na sila, medyo may edad na sila, medyo hindi kami masyado nakakapag-activities. Pero nagpo-quiz kami lagi. Every after the discussion, we will have a quiz. And aside from that, magkakaroon din kami ng, yung project namin is more on individual talaga. Tapos, we're very shy with our teachers talaga kasi nga, we don't know anything. Siguro nakapag-review ka na. Unlike ngayon, ang mga bata, they are given tasks to review or present something. Hindi lang naman siya nasusukat sa pagle-lecture na pagpapareport, pero may mga activities na pwedeng gawin. Like for example, pag-research niyo sila about the topic and then instead of discussion, na magsasalita lang kayo sa harap, ipipresent sa kanila yung sila din, based on their research, nakakapagsabi sila ng mga nabasa nila. So, iba't iba siyang klase. Responsibilities that go far beyond taking notes and passing the test. So, ngayon, dati mas madali mag-aral in a way na wala ng group activities, wala ng, basta mapasa mo lang yung after you take notes, you review it, and then it's done. Pero ngayon, hindi. May mga iba't iba pang activities na ginagawa. Students have real control kasi we consider the students' needs, students' interest, and everything. But teacher-centered, hindi kasi. Collaboration is regular. Group task is okay. So, yung mga magulang natin, I know some of them, they find it hard ngayon na sabi nila, ano ba yan? I remember, I told you this before, di ba? Sabi ko, minsan nagagalit yung magulang, sabi nila, kaya bumabagsak yung anak ko dahil dyan sa mga klase na hindi naman masisipag. So, lagi nilang sinasabi ng gano'n. But it's part of the learning kasi kasama na tayo sa collaboration. A kid, hindi lang siya dapat matalino, pero this kid must know paano nga ba i-handle yung mga klase na hindi naman maayos. Kasi kasama yan sa skills na dinidevelop sa mga bata. Now, aspects of learner-centered practice. Of course, it involves the student in first-hand learning.
talagang ang learning nila ay talagang inaayos. Na talagang ma-experience nila bukod sa field trip during the time pwedeng this now tumatawid na tayo from may research na, meron na tayo, for example, kahit activity natin, magbabalita sila, kunwari hindi na lang sa classroom, but now we are uploading it online, natututo sila mag-edit ng videos kahit na sila ay junior high school pa lang. Now, giving students choices about control and their learning. Teaching students lifelong learning skills that they can apply. Honestly, when I was in high school, marami kong mga skills that was, aside from, di ba, usually yan sa DLE, mga ganyan. Pero sa other subjects ko din, may mga lifelong skills din ako na natutunan, such as discipline, kasama yun, else. Skills such as yung collaboration talaga, kasi nga laging group activity. So kahit sino makasama ko, hindi ko naman mapipili kung sino yung mga tamad, sino yung mga masipag. But I know how to deal with them. Promoting the relevance of learner-centered teaching. Now, one of the things that is very popular quote in our learner-centered practice is this one. Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. Now, in a learner-centered classroom, hindi na siya kagaya ng dati na ganito gagawin. Ito to. But now, we are teaching our students to be independent. Hindi natin sasabihin, ganito to. But rather, this is how we do it. It's always how right now. Kaya nga yung mga bata, minsan sabi nila, hindi naman ako tinuturuan ni teacher, pero tinuturuan niya ako kung paano matuto. So, yun po yung learner-centered practice. Kasi we would like to develop students who are now independent and can do the activity na din on their own. Kaya lahat nga siya group activity and more on supervision lang ng teacher. Now, let's have my favorite cartoons when I was growing up. My favorite cartoons when I was growing up is Dora the Explorer. Medyo may edad na ako ng konti dyan. Siguro mga nasa high school or high school ako niyan. Sa Sesame Street when I was elementary, Blue's Clues Elementary, and nowadays, ang favorite ng mga bata is Cocomelon. Well, one, kasi ngayon may mga iba't iba pa. When we were tasked during the COVID pandemic, nasabi sa atin ng ating mga tao na hindi magiging okay ang online classes. Hindi kami matututo sa online classes. Well, because maybe, as a teacher, it's part of our responsibility to adapt. Kailangan natin matuto kung paano natin i-utilize ang online classes. Now, these cartoons, although they are cartoons, but we learn a lot. Napakadami nating natutunan dito sa mga cartoons na to. I will give you an example. Sa Sesame Street, malaming natuto po dyan in how to respect, kasama yan, kasi tinuturo nila, how to deal with difficult situations, English, kasi nga English ang medium ng instruction dyan, and some lessons in life. That is, that of course, they're using puppets, pero tao pa din naman yung nagmamanipulate mo. And next one is Blue's Clues. We also learn some lessons in life, some things that we need to know, and of course, logic and analysis. Blue's Clues, if you're not familiar with that, he will give you 3 clues. These 3 clues na nakakalat siya sa buong, or pop prints, nakakalat siya sa buong show. And then at the end of that, meron siyang gustong sabihin. But since he is adult, instead of telling it, he will leave paw prints. And then at the end, Steve will draw all of the paw prints and then he will compare. Now, we are teaching our kids analysis. In the first clue and second clue, the kid is already thinking and critical thinking. Na what do you think Blue's like? What is she telling? So, iisip ko yun, nila. And at this one, minsan 2 clues pa lang alam na ng bata ano yung sinasabi ni Blue, ano yung gusto ni Blue. And that is learning. Dora the Explorer as well. It's very known. Dora the Explorer. We learn English as well as Spanish in Dora. We learn how to count, how to say atras, abante. Although we're Filipino, kaya medyo naiintindihan natin siya agad. Lord the Explorer is not just teaching us na maglakot siya, but Lord the Explorer is also teaching us some critical thinking as well. In the backpack, di ba? Sa mga backpack niya, pag meron siyang kailangan, uh, backpack, all of the needs, I got everything that human needs, I got it back for you. Diba? Lagi na, backpack, yay! So, Dora needs help. Yan, yung mga ganyan yan. Then, sa mga ano ni Dora, paglabas ng laman ng backpack, everything that he needs to know, including, minsan may truck sa loob ng bag. Now, as a kid, we're thinking, ano nga ba yung pwedeng tulong kay Dora based on this situation? And then, naiisip ng bata. Critical thinking ang dumadalo sa kanila. Aside from that, meron din tayong the map. I'm the map. Ano nga ulit yung katanaan daw? I'm the map. Okay. So, dun sa map na yon, nakikita din natin kung ano yung mga pupuntahan ni Dora. And then, we can remember na ano yung susunod. Okay? Everything in Dora the Explorer is very good strategies kung paano matutulungan yung mga bawat tao, bawat characters in every journey na mapupuntahan nila sa map. Paano nila gagawin. It's like you're playing in a computer, in a television. So Dora the Explorer is very good. Kaya lang, next one naman is the Cocomelon. Many students learn about Cocomelon. Maraming mga bata dito na natutong mag-English. Now, you cannot say that you cannot learn. Yes, I know there are obstacles, but learning does not stop. And as a teacher, we need to utilize what we have. May it be face-to-face or online learning. At saka as a student, lalo na kayo college, kailangan maging interactive kayo. This one, as a student, as a teacher, kahit na face-to-face, kahit na online, kahit hybrid, if you will not make it interesting, if you will not make it interactive, hindi din matututo yung bata. Kasi may mga bata na face-to-face naman, hindi rin sila natututo. Kasi hindi sila gumagalaw. That's why in a learner-centered class, we give different activities, we give different games and everything because we want our students to learn. We're very excited with them. Now, let's have another question and answer portion. Okay? Same rules tayo. I'll chat the question and then I will give you 3 minutes to think, 3 seconds to think. For the 7th question today, it emphasizes on learning by doing. Emphasis on learning by doing. Alin kaya sa mga philosophies ang learning by doing? Let's count again. 1, 2, 3. The correct answer is progressivism. Good. Let's have the 8th question for today. This philosophy played a major role in the Renaissance period. Now, my dear students, what is the philosophy that played a major role in the Renaissance period? Isa lang siya. Okay, let's count again. 1, 2, 3. The correct answer is humanism. Okay, let's have the question number 9. Rewards within self is called, what do we call the rewards within self? Ito yung nire-reward natin sa ating mga sarili. Let's count. 1, 2, 3. The correct answer is intrinsic rewards. Now, let's have question number 10. It is also known as cognitive constructivism. Again, it is also known as cognitive constructivism. What do you think is the answer? 1, 2, 3. The correct answer is individual constructivism. Let's continue our mini quiz play. We are now in the lesson 2, so I'll stop muna. I'll stop. Later natin ituloy ang lesson 2 para iba-iba tayo.